Hello learners, and welcome to the Literacy Lounge, a series about the tools and techniques that turn curious readers into confident writers. I'm Mr. Amato, and I'm joined today by a fellow literary mastermind, Miss Montgomery. How are you feeling?
I'm currently questioning my life choices by being on camera, but hey, let's do this.
Well look, we're going to get through it together. In this series, we'll unpack loads of literacy skills, but today we're starting with the foundation of it all, analysis. Now, analyzing analysis seems like a very meta beginning.
It may sound a little meta, but trust me, it's the cornerstone. Analysis is what lets you go from I read it to I get it.
Love the clever rhyme. Makes it all just seem so easy.
Think of it this way. If you've ever gone hunting for clues or Easter eggs in Taylor Swift songs, then you've dabbled in literary analysis.
Well, I'm definitely not admitting to analyzing Taylor Swift lyrics, but I do love literary analysis. It's really about keeping your brain active and engaged while looking for meaning.
Exactly. We all do it without realizing. Now, we just want you to apply that detective mindset to our reading, whether it's a novel, a poem, or even a very long text.
Those long text messages always get me.
Well, have no fear. Good analysis will have you reading like a detective and writing like an expert.
Well, you've sold me. Now, let's define this thing. What is literary analysis?
Literary analysis is the process of examining a text, a novel, a short story, a poem, or a play, and uncovering how its parts work together to create meaning. It's not just about what happens, but why it happens, how it's conveyed, and what effect it has on the reader.
And I know we're focused on literary text now, but this is also a skill that can be applied to other media, shows, movies, and even podcasts.
For sure. It's about understanding deeper meaning. Look, if someone tried to sell you a car, you could just look at the paint job. But if you're being smart, you'll want to look under the hood and inspect how everything works.
So instead of just saying the book was exciting, we ask, well, what choices did the author make to create emotion or tension or understanding? And then once you've identified those choices, asking, well, why were they made?
Exactly. In fact, that highlights a common mistake.
I'm guessing students often mix up analysis with just summary.
All the time, and you can see why.
For sure, a summary does require thought, so since it takes effort, it may feel like enough.
Right, but it isn't quite deep enough, because with a summary, you're just retelling the plot.
Yeah, we're still at the truck is red level.
Yes, and we need to get to the engine and explain how it works.
Now here's another mistake I see learners make. I liked it.
Opinion.
Yep, I think it's because we often hear film analysis used to basically just give your opinion on the film but not dig much deeper.
Right. A stated opinion isn't enough for analysis, but just like a summary, it can be a fine first step, as long as it launches you into an examination of the text that utilizes evidence.
So you can't just say, it stunk, just trust me.
Exactly. Effective analysis is always grounded in the text itself.
Okay, but let's put this into practice.
Ooh, do we have a segment?
That's right. Welcome to the Analysis Corner.
Oh, so professional.
Here's our passage. As the old clock struck midnight, Elena tiptoed through the darkened hallway, the silence pressing against her ears like a secret waiting to be told.
Fantastic performance.
Thank you. Now where do we start?
I like to think of analysis as acting like a detective. Highlight evidence, then establish a motive. So with this passage, I might highlight midnight and dark hallway. Those could point at setting. Then tiptoed and silence pressing against her ears. All of these items together are hinting at secrecy or fear. And the silence pressing is a fun bit of personification. Why would the author want this silence to have such an impact that it almost becomes human? It all suggests that the author is trying to tell us something important or mysterious is about to happen. It sets the stage.
So instead of just saying Elena is walking quietly at night, you're uncovering the deeper meaning. Maybe Elena is hiding something. That's analysis.
That's the identifying half of analysis. Then it's time to back your argument up with evidence, showing how the author's word choice sets a specific mood and creates tension.
Okay, it feels like a key element here is author's intent. That's the motive. There has to be a reason the information was shared in this way.
That's exactly it. And your job in your analysis is to make your argument for what those elements could mean.
Okay, so that's a helpful breakdown. But let me ask the question I'm guessing a lot of learners are going to ask. Like, why do we even need to care about this?
Another great performance. Well, the answer is pretty simple. Analysis is the heart of critical thinking. If you want to be duped or take everything presented to you at face value, sure, ignore analysis.
But I don't think anyone wants to feel that way.
Of course not. Sharpening your analysis skills makes you a stronger thinker.
Plus, The better you are at analyzing other authors' works, the better you'll get at using skills to create your own text. You'll basically one-up your argument skills, which is always helpful.
Exactly. It's more than just because you need it for the test. I mean, you do. But it's more than that. This is the sort of life skill that helps you stand out and get ahead.
And it's also transferable beyond school. Strong analysis helps you evaluate news, media, and even advertisements. It's about learning new information and understanding how and why it's presented.
You nailed it.
All right, let's recap. Analysis is more than just a summary, even though I'm just summarizing right now. It's becoming a detective to discover deeper meaning, highlight key evidence in your passage, and then uncover the motive. That's author's intent.
And then, once you have your case, argue for it. With analysis, there won't always be a black and white answer, so you'll always need to support your claims with evidence from the text.
All right, well, I think that brings us to a great close on episode 1. Thanks for joining us, learners, and congratulations!
You just got smarter.